Good evening. Am I audible to everyone? So Ram Babu, good evening. John, good evening. Charan, good evening. Nihar, good evening. Nikita, Avinash, good evening. Lohita, good evening. Am I audible to everyone? Please respond. Yes, Ratna, good evening. Avinash, yes, Narasimha, yes, good evening everybody. Am I audible? Yes. So what we discussed yesterday? So yesterday I was discussing with you about what is the use of Python and what are the different types of programming languages. What we saw yesterday, please respond. Yes, good evening everybody. What we discussed yesterday, please respond. What are all the different types of programming languages? Basically, we have two different types of programming language. One is called as a high-level programming language and one more is called as a low-level programming language. Yes, what we discussed yesterday. So what are all the different types of high-level programming languages and what are all the different types of low-level programming languages? Yes, data types. So today I am going to start with day 2. So I am going to discuss with you about data types. Yesterday's slide was not clear, so I am going to continue from the Python. So what are the different applications of Python? So Python can be used in the following fields. So I am going to discuss further what are all the different applications of Python. So it can be used in all these different types of fields. For example, it can be used in web and internet development. It can be used in GUI applications, graphical user interface applications, scientific Python, scientific calculations, education industry. If I want to analyze the performance of students, so it can be used in education, whether he is a bright student or a dull student, and business applications. Clear with this? Gaming software. So all these are the different applications of Python language. So what are all the different applications of Python language? Clear? So it can be used in network programming, database access, games, 3D graphics. So all these are the different applications. So it can be used in a variety of fields. Whenever I want to analyze some brain signals and I want to come up with some important prediction results, so I can go for this Python language. So Python is one popularly used language. So it can be used in a variety of fields. It can be used in internet development, GUI applications, scientific applications, software development, education industry. So I want to analyze the performance of student, whether he is a bright student or a dull student. It is used in business applications, network programming, database access, 3D graphics, game making software. So all these are the different applications of Python language. So what are all the different data types available in Python? So far I was discussing with you about some basics. So what are all the different types of errors? So I was discussing about the different types of programming processes. Basically we have two different types of programming processes. One is called as an interpreter and one more is called as a compiler. So I was discussing with you about different types of programming process. One is called as an interpreter and one more is called as a compiler. So what are all the different data types available in Python language? So all these are the different data types available in Python language. Clear with this? So you can see it can be an integer data type, or it can be a floating point type. So it can be a string value, or it can be a character constant. So all these are the different data types available in Python language. So if I want to store some integer value, whole number values, so I am just assigning A with the value of 10. And if I want to store some floating point number, so I am just assigning the value B equal to 10.0. And C equal to within double quotes. If I want to store a sequence of characters, it is enclosed within double quotes. So D equal to within single quote. So all these are the different data types available in Python language. So based on my requirement, I can use any of these data types. So if I want to store some integer value, so A equal to 10. Or if I want to store some floating point number, so I am just assigning the value B equal to 10.0. So string, if I want to enclose store a sequence of characters, string value. For example, if I want to print some student records or employee records. So what do you mean by a data type? So it specifies the type of value a variable can hold. So variables are nothing but named memory locations. And what is the use of this data type? They specify the type of data. So whenever I am doing, as I was telling you, right, Python, artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science, all these technologies are growing at a very, very fast rate. So what is the use of this Python language? So Python is one popularly used language for doing any kind of predictive analytics, AI ML task. So the world is evolving around all these technologies towards artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science. So basically for doing, for example, if I want to store the age of a student, or if I want to store some other type of values, for example, floating point numbers. And if I want to store the name of a student or name of an employee, so it is enclosed within double quotes, and character constant, it is enclosed within single quotes. So for example, if I want to store some floating point numbers, say for example, so all these are the different types of values that a variable can hold. Clear? So if I want to store the age of different people, so whenever I am doing, as I was telling you, right, so whenever I want to create any new notebook, so under this documents, you have a new option. You can just create a new Python 3 notebook. Clear? So all these are the different options that are available in my Jupyter notebook. So what is the use of this Jupyter notebook? So whenever I am going to type something inside my code cell, I am going to get the output just below the input. So whatever I am going to type inside my code cell, so I am going to get the output just below the input. So if I want to assign A with the value of 10, so I am just assigning A equal to 10. And if I want to store some floating point numbers, so B equal to 10.9. And if I want to store some string values, it is nothing but a sequence of characters, it is enclosed within double quotes. So a string is nothing but a collection of characters, it is enclosed within double quotes. It is stored in the variable C. And D equal to, so character constant. So all these are the different data types. As I was telling you, right, so Python comes under high level programming language. So it is simpler syntax and it is similar to English language. So it comes under high level programming language. So whenever I am going to type in something, for example, integer value, so 10 will be printed at the output. Clear with this? For example, 10.9. If I want to print some floating point characters, so I am just printing like this, print of B. So 10.9, this will be printed at the output. And if I want to print some character constant or string value, so whatever I want to print, so it is similar to English language. So why I am using this Python for doing any kind of predictive analytics? So syntax is simpler. Similar to English language. For example, if I want to store some whole number values, I am just saying a equal to 10. And if I want to store some floating point numbers, so I am just saying b equal to 10.9. So floating point number. And if I want to store some sequence of characters, string value, it is enclosed within double quotes. It is stored in the variable c. And if I want to store some character constants, so d equal to, so within single quotes, I am storing the value o. Clear with this? So whenever I want to print something at the output, for example, if I want to print some integer value, so I am just saying, so print of a, so this will be printed at the output. And if I want to print some floating point number, so b equal to 10.9, so this will be printed at the output, and print c and then print d. Clear with this? So all these are the different data types available in Python language. So next I am going to discuss with you about conversion functions. What is the use of conversion function? So from the name you can just understand. So firstly I was discussing with you about data types. So what are all the different data types available in Python language? Next I am going to discuss with you about conversion function. So what do you mean by a conversion function? From the name you can just understand. If I want to convert the data type of the argument that is being passed from one data type to another data type, so I can go for different types of conversion function available in Python language. Say for example, so if I want to convert this floating point to integer data type, so I have to prepend with the corresponding data type to whichever data type I have to convert. For example, I am fetching some student records. You can imagine, so what makes this language so very powerful? So I was discussing with you about different features. So syntax is simpler and applications. So whatever may be the complexity. So what do you mean by AI or machine learning? For example, you can take up any real world problems. So I want to know whether the climatic conditions I want to predict, so I want to make some conversions. So you can go for different types of conversion functions. So what is the use of this conversion function? It is used to convert the data type of the argument that is being passed from one data type to another data type. So I have to prepend the type. So I have to prepend this with the type to whichever type I want to convert to. So I have to prepend with the corresponding data type. Say for example 4.5 I am passing. If I want to convert to integer data type, so I have to prepend with the int keyword. And similarly 6, this is an integer value. If I want to convert to floating point type, so I am just prepending with the float keyword. Clear with this? So what is the use of conversion function? So this is one more important concept available in Python language. So it is used to convert the data type of the argument that is being passed from one data type to another data type. So let me just show you a simple example. So what is the use of this conversion function? For example, so if I want to convert to integer data type, so I have to prepend with the int keyword. So similarly, if I want to convert to floating point type, so to whichever data type I have to convert, so I have to prepend with the corresponding data type. So if I want to convert integer to floating point type, so I have to prepend with the float keyword. Similarly, if I want to convert a floating point type to integer data type, so I have to prepend to whichever data type I have to convert, so I have to prepend with the corresponding data type. So 5.5, this is a floating point number. If I want to convert to integer data type, so I have to prepend with the int. To whichever data type I have to convert, so I have to prepend with the corresponding data type. So that is the main use of going for this conversion functions. Similarly, if I want to convert to string data type, so I am just giving here as string. To whichever data type I have to convert, so I have to prepend with the corresponding data type. I am passing this argument, so I am prepending this with the corresponding data type. Clear with this? So far I was just giving you some basics. So what are the different data types available in Python and what is the use of conversion function. So what is the use of this conversion function? So if I want to convert the data type of the argument that is being passed from one data type to another data type, so I can go for different types of conversion functions available in Python. So next I am going to discuss with you about operators. So what is the use of operators in Python? So basically I have different types of operators. So I can go for arithmetic operators, or I can go for that is relational operators and logical operators. So what do you mean by an operator? So anybody can tell me what do you mean by an operator? So operators, so whenever I want to perform some operation, so based on some operands, I am going to apply some sort of operator and I want to get some results, so I can go for this kind of operators. So what do you mean by arithmetic operators? If I want to perform some calculation, for example, you can consider any online system. For example, you can consider an employee management system. So I want to calculate the net pay of an employee. Or I want to calculate e-commerce website. So everything is becoming online. You can consider Amazon, Flipkart. Yeah, to perform some operation and I am going to get back the result. So that is the main use of going for this operators. Yeah, to perform some operation. So basically we have different types of operators available in Python. So arithmetic operators, from the name you can just understand what is the use of this. Yeah, it performs some mathematical calculation, Rachita. So you can imagine in an e-commerce industry, you can a huge volume of transactions are happening each and every day. So everything is becoming online. So number of customers, they are logging in and a huge volume of transactions is happening every day. Clear? So what is the use of arithmetic operators? So if I want to perform some addition, in mathematics you would have heard what is the use of arithmetics. If I want to perform some subtraction operation, multiplication, division, modulus, exponentiation. So all these are the different types of arithmetic operators available in Python language. Clear with this? So I am going to perform some sort of arithmetics and it is going to give back the corresponding result. For example, I am just initializing, so it is simpler coding. So what makes Python so very powerful? So coding is simpler. With just few lines of code, I am going to get the maximum result. So for example, I am saying here. So for example, I am saying like this. Clear with this? So what I am trying to do here? So firstly, I am just initializing this number 1 equal to 10, and then I am initializing this number, so number 2 equal to 20, and then I am initializing this number 3 equal to number 1 plus number 2. So this is arithmetic, that is addition of two numbers. And if I want to perform some subtraction, so all these are the different types of operations that can be performed. Clear with this? So that is if I want to, so if I want to subtract two numbers, or if I want to multiply two numbers, so all these are the different types of operations. Clear with this? So I am going to multiply these two numbers and I am going to print the result at the output. So based on so I can perform any of these operations. Or if I want to divide two numbers, for example, divided by nm1, and I am going to print the result at the output. For example, second number divided by first number. Clear with this? So all these are the different types of operators available in Python language. So based on my requirement, I can go for different types of operators. And what is the use of type function? So when I am building some bigger application, so what is the use of arithmetic operators? So whatever type of operations, so all these are the different types of operators that are available in Python language. So I can go for addition operator, or I can go for subtraction operator, multiplication, division, modulus, and then exponentiation. So all these are the different types of arithmetic operators available in Python language. And there is one more important function, it is the type function. What is the use of this type keyword? So anybody can tell me, so what is the use of this type keyword? So if I want to find the data type of the argument that is being passed, so I can go for this type keyword. So what is the type of 2? So this is of integer data type. And what is the type of 2.0? So this is of floating point type. So clear with this? To check the type of data, so I can go for this type keyword. So for example, let me just show you a simple example of this. So what is the use of this type keyword? So what is the type of 3? So this is of integer data type. For example, type of 3.5, this is of floating point type. Or if I want to find, so I have to use the type keyword followed by the argument. For example, I am giving here as Sam. So what is the type of this? It is of string data type. So all these are the different types of operators. So based on my requirement, I can go for arithmetic operators, relational operator, and logical operator. So next I am going to discuss with you about number formatting. So what is the use of this format specifier? So I have different types of format specifiers available in Python language. So I can go for %d. So if I want to display some numbers in integer format, format specifier. So what do you mean by number formatting? So in whichever form I want to display my output, I want to display my numbers. So I can go for different types of format specifiers available in Python language. So what is the use of this %d? If I want to display something in integer format, so I can go for this %d. And %F. So if I want to display the number in floating point form, so I can go for %F. And %S. So if I want to display something in string format, character, long number, so all these from the name you can just understand. So what do you mean by format specifier or number formatting? So in whichever format I want to display my number, so I can go. So I am making some calculations. So this is one simple code snippet. Firstly, I am just assigning A with the value of 10. So A equal to 10. And then I am printing this at the output. So print off within double quotes, I am saying, so in whichever form I want to display. So A equal to %d, percentage of A. Say for example, if I want to display in that is integer form. So I am specifying the corresponding, it is prepended by percentage character. So within double quotes, I am saying here A equal to %d, so percentage of A. So A will be displayed in the integer form. Clear with this? So all these are the different types of format specifiers available in Python language. So based on my requirement, I can use any of these format specifiers. So this is the corresponding syntax. So firstly, I am just initializing something and I am going to print this in the integer format. So I am just assigning A with the value of 10. And in whichever form I want to print, so I have to go to the corresponding format. Clear with this? So A equal to 10, so this will be printed at the output. So T equal to 10. And in whichever form, for example, I am just mentioning like this. T equal to, so percentage, in whichever form I want to, so I am giving here as %d. And percentage of T. So this will be displayed in the corresponding format. Clear with this? So T equal to 10. So in whichever form I want to display, so I have to mention the corresponding format specifier. So if I want to display in integer format, firstly I am just assigning t with the value of 10. And within double quotes, I am just mentioning here t equal to, it is prepended by single percentage character. So I am specifying the corresponding format specifier. So I am mentioning here as percentage small d and percentage of t. So if I want to display this 10 in percentage, that is integer form, so it is prepended by a single percentage character. So all these are the different types of format specifiers available in Python language. So the first one is the arithmetic operator. Yeah. The second type of operator available in Python language is relational operator. So what is the use of relational operator? So based on some condition, I want to perform some operation. For example, if the purchase amount of customer exceeds this, so if it is greater than this amount, so he will be getting some discount. So or if the purchase amount of the customer is less than this, so I can go for different types of relational operators available in Python language. So based on some conditions, I am going to perform some sort of operation. Clear with this? So what are the different types of relational operators? So all these are the different types of relational operators available in Python language. So double equal to, so if I want to check two values are equal, so I can go for this double equal to operator. And not equal to, so one value is not equal to the other operator, so I can go for this not equal to. And greater than, so if I want to check, so one value is greater than the other value, so I can go for greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. So all these are the different types of relational operators available in Python language. Yes, true or false value. Clear with this? So what do you mean by a relational operator? So based on some condition, so I want to perform some operation. You can imagine, for example, in a banking sector, if a person is depositing this amount, so what is the rate of interest? So I want to, based on some conditions, so I want to perform some operation, so I can go for different types of relational operators available in Python language. So what is the output of this relational operator? It is going to return me a boolean value of true or false. So it's going to check phi equal to phi. If these two values are equal, it is going to return a boolean value of true. And phi greater than 6. So I am going to check one value is greater than the other value. If it is greater, it is going to return true. Otherwise, it is going to return me a boolean value of false. So basically, what is the use of relational operator? It is used for condition checking. So let me just say, for example, I am saying 4 equal to 4. So it is returning a boolean value of true. So what is the use of relational operators when two values, I am going to compare these two values, and based on the comparison it is going to return me a boolean value of true or false. So only when these two values are equal, it is going to return me a boolean value of true, otherwise it is going to return me a boolean value of false. And phi greater than 6. So 3 less than 5. Clear with this? So you can go for different types. So I can go for greater than operator, less than operator, double equal to operator. So I can go for different types of relational operators available in Python language. So basically we have all these are the different types of operators available in Python language. So I have one more type of operator. It is called as a logical operator. For example, this is only when there are different types of logical operator. I am going to check two conditions. For example, this and 2 less than 1. So this is an example of logical AND operator. So I have different types of logical operators. So only when both these conditions are equal, it's going to return me a boolean value of true. So otherwise it's going to return me a boolean value of false here. So till this part, whatever I am speaking, everything is clear. If you are interested, you can go to InstaMojo and you can register for Python Full Stack Internship Program PFSMC2. This is the coupon code. Once you register for the internship, you will be getting access to the PPTs, the recorded videos, the project files, how the projects are being developed. You will be gaining more practical knowledge. So the registration fee comes around 1999 rupees. So after discount it comes around 999 rupees. If you are interested, you can go to InstaMojo and you can register for Python Full Stack Internship Program PFSMC2. This is the coupon code. Once you register for the internship, you will be getting access to the PPTs, the recorded videos, the project files, how the projects are being developed. You will be gaining more practical knowledge. So once you attend this masterclass for 30 days, so you will be learning. So what is the use of Python language? So I will be discussing with you about some basics of Python language. And then I will be giving you a brief introduction to HTML. So what do you mean by hypertext markup language? And then I will be discussing, so what are all the different types of tags and attributes available in HTML. And then I will be discussing with you about what is the use of the Django framework. So how to create some models, what a model view template architecture. And I am going to discuss with you about PostgreSQL. So how to create queries, how to create tables, how to insert records, delete records. So what is the use of PostgreSQL? And how to integrate Python with PostgreSQL. So how to insert some records from Python or delete some records. And finally, I will be discussing with you about some applications. So what are all the different types of applications that can be developed using Python and Django. So if you are interested, you can go to InstaMojo and you can register for Python Full Stack Internship Program PFSMC2. This is the coupon code. Once you register for the internship, you will be getting access to the PPTs, the recorded videos, the project files, how the projects are being developed. You will be gaining more practical knowledge. Once you attend this masterclass for 30 days, so you will be learning the fundamentals of Python language. So I will be discussing, so you will be getting access to the PPTs, the recorded videos, the project files, how the projects are being developed. So you will be gaining more practical knowledge which will help you to start your career in Python. So far I just gave you a brief introduction. Till this part, whatever I am speaking, everything is clear? Any doubts so far? So next I am going to, I was discussing with you about different types of operators. So next I am going to discuss with you about swapping numbers. So if I want to swap two numbers without using a temporary variable, so how I can do so? So swapping operation. So what do you mean by swapping? So if I want to interchange the value of two numbers, so how I can do so? Without using a third variable, so how I can interchange the value of two numbers? So this is one more important concept in Python language. So firstly, I am just assigning x with the value of 10. So x equal to 10. And then I am assigning y with the value of 5. So y equal to 5. So firstly, I am just assigning. So x equal to x plus y and y equal to x minus y. And x equal to x minus y. So I am just assigning all these values. For example, x equal to x plus y. And y equal to x minus y and x equal to x minus y. So after swapping, so you can just imagine, so x equal to percentage d and y equal to percentage d, so percentage of x comma y. Clear with this? So what is the use of the swapping operation? So you can imagine, firstly I am just initializing my variables x equal to 10 and y equal to 5. And then I am adding these two numbers. So x plus y, it is stored in the variable x. And x minus y. So I am subtracting y from x, it is stored in the variable y. And x minus y, it is stored in the variable x. So after swapping, so you can just imagine, so x equal to percentage d, y equal to percentage d and percentage of x comma y. Clear with this? So what is the use of this swapping operation? So x equal to, what are all the different steps I want to perform? So I am just performing here. And y equal to x minus y. And I am going to print the result. Say for example, I am just saying after swapping. So percentage d and then percentage d, percentage of x comma y. Clear with this? So what is the use of this coding? So firstly I am just assigning x with the value of 10. So x equal to 10 and y equal to 5. And I am going to add these two numbers, x plus y, it is stored in the variable x. And whenever I want to subtract y from x, so x minus y, it is stored in the variable y. So x minus y, for example, I am just storing like this, it is stored in the variable x. So after swapping, so you can imagine, so x now becomes 5 and y becomes 10. Clear? So how to interchange the values of x and y? So firstly I am just assigning x with the value of 10 and then I am assigning y with the value of 5 and I am adding these two numbers. So x plus y, it is stored in the variable x and x minus y. So I am subtracting y from x, it is stored in the variable y. And x minus y. So again I am subtracting y from x, it is stored in the variable x. Clear with this? So what is the use of swapping numbers? So next I am going to discuss with you about rules for naming the variable. So what are all the different rules for naming a variable? So whenever I am going to use any variable, so I should follow some naming conventions. So the variable name should not contain an underscore. So it cannot contain a dollar symbol. So all these are invalid variable names. So it should not contain any numbers. So 1, 2, 3, ABC. So all these are invalid variable names. It should not contain a dollar sign. And it cannot start with an underscore. So ABC, this is a valid variable name. So variables are nothing but stored memory locations. So this is a valid variable name. So whenever I am going to use some variable, so I should follow some naming conventions and it cannot be a reserved keyword. So yes, class, so it cannot contain any reserved keyword. So till this part everything is clear. So with that I am concluding with what are all the operators and what is the use of variables concept. So next I am going to discuss with you about string functions. So this is one more important concept in Python language. So what is the use of string functions? So what is the use of string functions? So similar to arithmetic operators, so far I was discussing with you about playing with numbers. So if I want to add some numbers or if I want to multiply, subtract, divide, modulus. So what are the different types of arithmetic operators? So next I am going to discuss with you about string functions. So what are all the different types of operations that can be performed on strings? So firstly I am just assigning. So A equal to, for example, pantech proed. So what are all the different types of operations that can be performed on strings? For example, if I want to append, so hello plus, so I want to append, so I can go for this plus character, plus sign. Clear with this? So what are all the different types of operations that can be performed on strings? So I can go for this plus sign, so plus I am having this single quotes. So I can join two strings like this. So what is the syntax for joining? For example, I want to join the first name and the last name of an employee. So how I can do so? This is my string 1. It is enclosed within double quotes, single quotes. Plus I am leaving some space, plus it is enclosed within double quotes. So for example, I am saying like this. So John Peter. So if I want to leave some space here, I am leaving some space, whatever type of operation. So all these are the different types of operations that can be performed on strings. Clear with this? So how to append two strings? So this is my string 1. It is enclosed within double quotes, plus I am leaving some space. So plus this is my string 2. So it is enclosed within double quotes. So John Peter, this will be printed at the output. Clear with this? So if I want to join two names, so similarly I can just play around with strings. So what are the different types of operations that can be performed on strings? So what is the use of escape sequences? So if I want to display something in the new line, so I can go for /n escape sequence /t horizontal tab. If I want to leave space, so I can go for horizontal tab escape sequence. So escape sequence, it is prepended by a single backslash and a letter. So I can go for /n escape sequence, or I can go for /t horizontal tab if I want to leave some spaces. Still, what are all the other types of operations that can be performed on strings in Python language? For example, S equal to within double quotes ABC and then DEF. So this is the use of escape sequence. I am just initializing the value variable S. So S equal to within double quotes name, place, pantech and then master class or tnagar. So whatever I want, so I can just do here. So I am leaving some horizontal tab. Clear with this? So name, place, pantech and then master class. Let me just show you a simple example of this. So I am just initializing this string. So name, place, pantech, and then master class. So if I am going to print something, so I am just clicking the run button. Clear with this? So what is how to use this escape sequence? So I am just initializing this string. So string 2 equal to, so within double quotes I am just saying all these words. So name. So if I want to leave some horizontal tab, so I am going for this /t escape sequence, horizontal tab. So name, place, pantech. So if I want to print pantech in the next line, so I am going for this /n, new line escape sequence. And /t. So it is prepended by a single backslash. So whenever I want to print any escape sequence, it is enclosed within double quotes. So name, place, pantech. So if I want pantech in the next line, so I am going for this new line escape sequence. Pantech and then master class. Clear with this? So what is the use of this escape sequence? So what is the meaning of /t, backslash followed by t, horizontal tab? If I want to leave space between two words, I can go for this /t escape sequence. Or if I want to print something in the new line, so I can go for this /n escape sequence. So pantech. So if I want to print something in the new line, so I can go for the slash in escape sequence and slash T. Master class, horizontal tab. Clear with this? So if I want to, based on my design, so whenever I am developing some applications, if I want to build some lines one below the other, I can go for slash and escape sequence. Or I can go for slash T, horizontal tab. Clear with this? So string concatenation. So what are all the different types of operations? So one way is directly joining the strings and one way is assigning some values, and I can join two strings. So S1 equal to ABC, S2 equal to DEF, and I am joining these two strings. S1 plus S2, it is stored in the variable S. Clear with this? So what is the use of string concatenation operation? So rising, so I am just giving here as rising, and sun. For example, I am just giving here as ST1 plus ST2. So if I want to join two strings, so this is how I can join two strings. So rising sun, so this will be printed at the output. Clear with this? So firstly, I am just initializing ST1 with the value of rising, so it is enclosed within double quotes. And string 2, so it is enclosed within double quotes, and I am joining these two strings. Similar to arithmetic operation, I can join two strings and I am displaying this at the output. With this, I am just stopping today. If you have any doubts, you can just ask me. I hope I am clear with my topics. Any doubts in today's topic, whatever I discussed? If you are interested, you can go to InstaMojo and you can register for Python Full Stack Internship Program, PFSMC2. This is the coupon code. Once you register for the internship, you will be getting access to the PPTs, the recorded videos, the project files, how the projects are being developed. You will be gaining more practical knowledge. So the registration fee, it comes around 1,999 rupees, and after discount it comes around 999 rupees. So this is the registration link. If you are interested, you can go to InstaMojo and you can register for Python Full Stack Internship Program, PFSMC2. This is the coupon code. Once you register for the internship, you will be getting access to the PPTs, the recorded videos, the project files, how the projects are being developed. You will be gaining more practical knowledge. Once you attend this masterclass for 30 days, you will get access to all the IPONB files and projects, whatever I am discussing. So the registration fee comes around 1,999 rupees. And after discount, it comes around 999 rupees. Any doubts in today's topic, whatever I discussed? I hope I am clear with my topics. So today I was discussing with you about what are all the different data types and what is the use of different types of operators available in Python language. Any doubts? I hope I am clear with my topics. So remaining things we will see tomorrow, same time, 6 greater than or equal to, so false. So based on the condition whatever you are giving, so you will be getting the corresponding output. So logical operator status, so you have different types, logical and operator. So if you want to check more than one condition, so I can go for different types of logical operators available in Python language. Any more doubts? So if I want to check more than one condition, for example, I am saying if phi equal to phi and end. So if I want to check more than one condition, so 9 is greater than 2. So if I want to print something at the output, so I can go for logical operators. So I am going to print out something. Say for example, I am printing high, so I can go for logical operator. Clear with this? So any doubts? So alright then. We will see tomorrow. Thank you all.